Only mode.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's Aspect Unplugged event, Enhancing Your Self-Service Environment for Today's Mobile Customer. I'd like to introduce you to today's speaker, Director of Mobile Strategy, Tobias Goebel. Tobias has more than 10 years of experience in the IVR and contact center industry. He's held various positions encompassing development, product management, partner consulting, and sales engineering. In his current role, Tobias works on defining the future of the mobile customer experience, which will incorporate channels such as mobile, SMS, voice, IM, and social. And with that, I'll pass it off to Tobias.
Thank you, Maddie. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening from. First of all, apologies for the slight delay, but usually these delays work out fine in webinars like these because, as you're getting on and logging in. So I hope you can see my screen showing the first slide. So really, what I want to do today is introduce you to Voxeo, which has been an acquisition of Aspects from back in July. And there's a lot that Voxeo brings to the table, especially around self-service and addressing the mobile customer. And mobile, as you will learn today in the next 30 to 45 minutes, really means a lot and spans a lot of different channels if you look at it closer. If you look at how today's customers traverse multiple self-service channels first and really try to help themselves first until they decide to reach out to a human, it's pretty amazing. So starting with a question or an issue or problem, whatever it is, they go to Google and the web search. They might do this on on the big screen. They might do this on their smartphone, on their small screen, on their mobile screens. They might continue to the company's website. Again, they can choose to do that on the big web or on the mobile web and or mobile apps. So they might turn to companies' apps to essentially get help and get answers to their questions. If that doesn't help, they might turn to social networks, ask peers. Has anyone had this problem? Can anyone help me trying to find this information? Again, they can mix and match. They can switch from devices that are mobile. They can switch to the big web, to the desktop PC. A lot of different ways they can access information. Ultimately, if they still need help, they will reach that point where they have to talk to someone. And that's where the contact center comes into play, where they can chat and talk, or when they come from mobile, typically they're talking to a rep. So there's this huge area of self-service where they really help themselves. Don't have the human touch, and only if they need that help they get to the contact center and they ask for help. And they again can come from various different channels. And what we see today still is a huge gap between the self-service channels and the live service channels, and really Voxeo and Aspect together are here to fix that and solve that problem of the disconnect. And I'll go into some more detail how that disconnect looks like often today and how we go about fixing that. Really, Aspect has been setting out this notion of the relationship revolution. Very different now how companies have relations with their customers and vice versa. It's about omni-channel interactions. It's about having an engaged workforce that is truly empowered and enabled to help the customers. It's about personalized relationships. Remembering individuals that have helped you before. And also remembering the customer, from the agent perspective or from an application perspective, to be able to address them on a personal way, giving the information that's relevant to them, etc. The situation that we find today really is the customer wants access to data and information, and more they want that through self-service. And really, traditionally, and this goes way back, obviously, there's been the call center, and there's been websites, that were exposed to customers. Now we see, obviously, a lot more ways to get access to that data, and a lot of it is about applications. So basically, automated access to the business data, to customer data, and the contact center really is more of a last resort. If you can't find your answers, in your self-service journey, you will pick up the phone or dial or chat on the website or do things like that. So we are ready with the Voxeo technology set and the Aspect combined to address the mobile customer of 2013 and beyond. This is a chart that kind of also, visualizes the challenge that you have, within the enterprise space, or if you're a small or medium-sized business, doesn't matter. The multitude of channels, web, text, apps, social, video, IM, voice calls, whatever. You need to provide a consistent experience for the mobile customer. That is your challenge. And as we're talking about mobile, it can't just be about, having an app and that's it. So, the traditional scope of mobile is, let's build an app, put it on the App Store, and we're done. We're looking at the mobile customer experience in a much more holistic way. So we'll look at all the channels like texting, like social, like voice, like apps, be they native or web apps. But then we integrate with the call center, with the contact center, with the agent. We enable technologies like outbound dialing, also, automated announcements, reminder calls, right? Value-added services, calls that help you, and update you on progress on a status of an issue. Technologies like voice biometrics to help you, get more secure and quicker access, more convenient access. Biometrics in general, so facial biometrics in mobile apps, for instance. The Touch ID, obviously, on the Apple devices now, out of those things. Location-based services, LBS, being able to locate not only a modern smartphone, but also an older feature phone, and use that technology to improve customer service, customer care. There's so much you can do, and we provide a lot of these technologies, as one provider for you, and we're ready for anything that's coming in the future, as we have been in the past, because we have a very solid foundation and architecture of our technology. So one of the big messages out that I want to convey today is Voxeo helps you reach and serve your entire customer base, no matter what demographic or technical ability. We're the only vendor offering an integrated platform for mobile apps, smartphones, and IVR and texting apps for feature phones. I mean, there's like still half of Americans that have older feature phones, and if you look globally, that share is much larger. So how do you address people with older phones? Well, those phones can do voice calls. Those phones can do SMS interactions. So you can offer automated applications, self-service applications on texting, on voice, on mobile web with Voxeo. And if you look at how Gartner defines the mobile architectures out there, the first one they call the no-client architecture, and they essentially mean IVR by that. So they view IVR really as a mobile channel, how to reach someone on the go, right, that needs information where they are right now. SMS they see as another mobile architecture. Mobile web apps, hybrid, which is between like web and native apps, built specifically for a platform like iOS or BlackBerry or Windows or Android. And then special purpose. We today support these four architectures, hybrid apps, web apps, text, IVR as Voxeo. Native apps are on the roadmap, and that's basically what you get, a platform to build applications that reach and talk on any of these modalities, on any of those channels. And really, we help you manage the complexity to get from point A to point B, where point A is, okay, you serve your customers today on the voice channel. Great. But your customers are on all these other channels. How do you get there without, 5 times the effort, 5 times the cost, 5 distinct customer experiences? Well, that's where a platform like ours comes into play. We can help you, adopt those new channels at your own pace. The investments are incremental, in just the UI modifications for the different applications across the channels. And then obviously with that, we minimize your risk going to a multi-channel or omni-channel environment. Now this is a big diagram that I want to walk you through a little bit, because this is our new aspect, customer engagement reference architecture. And you will not find the word aspect anywhere here. There's a reason for that. Basically, what we want to do is give you a reference architecture that captures every component, everything that you need in a customer engagement environment. So if you focus on the blue, yellow, and red blocks for now, there's 3 main pillars that are the foundation of every contact center, every customer engagement center, CEC. It's about omnichannel customer interaction, so tools and processes to help you interact with your customers and engage with your customers on any channel and across channels. Then there is workforce optimization and workforce management. So you want to be able to, if you have live agents in your contact center, you need to optimize their use, their efficiency, their relationship with the customer. We give you tools for that. And then you want to optimize your back office, because a lot of the processes, a lot of the work happens in the back office. You need to assign tasks, allocate work, things like that. And then you need to consider things like security and compliance across the board. You need to have strong reporting analytics so that you can improve and enhance your services over time. And you need all of this to integrate with your enterprise environment. So we provide all of this as Aspect, and if we dive a little deeper into the omnichannel customer interaction piece, you will see that we distinguish automated dialogues, self-service, from agent dialogues, live service. What's crucial, though, is that we transfer the contextual data or the context between these, environments, if you like. So let's say an interaction starts with an IVR call into your self-service suite, and then you get call gets transferred to an agent, and now they're having a voice interaction with an agent in the contact center. We make sure that whatever they entered in the IVR will be handed over to the agent. Also, the other way back will be possible, so the agent can hand them back to an IVR. Think, for instance, secure payments taken over the phone. If you don't want your agent to take a credit card payment over the phone, you can transfer them temporarily back to an IVR. We have a PCI Level 1 certified data network that we can host your PCI compliant applications in, take credit card data through IVR, then hand back to the agent once we're done. Or think about an interaction starting with an SMS inquiry. So your banking customer sends you a text, what's my balance, and gets a response, and then they send a question, hey, what is your late processing fees or your loan interest rate or whatever it is. You can then transfer again from self-service to live service and answer that question either on the same channel, or you can make an outbound call. So really mix and match between the channels, mix and match between self-service and live service, both inbound to route those requests intelligently, and also outbound to reach out to your customers proactively. Voxeo sits right here, so we contribute, and when I say we, myself, I come from Voxeo. I have been part of that team for 10 years, and I'm now part of Aspect. So Voxeo contributes the self-service piece, voice, instant messaging, text, social, web, mobile. So basically everything that is self-service, we have the technology at Voxeo, and then we integrate with Aspect, and I'm going to walk you through those things right now or next to show you how we already integrate with Aspect to deliver on this promise of contextual data transfer from self-service to live service. So how does Voxeo and Aspect connect self-service with live service? Let's start with a traditional channel of IVR. So caller calls in, and the first thing they hear, welcome back to ABC Insurance. Why does it say welcome back? Well, we can recognize the caller ID, we can look up the customer record based on that ID, and we can see that you are a customer of ABC Insurance, you've called before, so we can say welcome back. You enter your account number because you need to authenticate, right? And you go through an authentication process. Now we can respond with a personalized response. So before sending you through like a static, main menu of choices that don't really apply to you or aren't relevant to you, we can go right away, look into the CRM and say, thanks, I can see you have an open claim. Would you like to speak to an agent? Now comes the part where we hand over control, from IVR to the agent, and we hand over the context of that interaction. So the agent gets a screen pop with unified IP and the agent desktop product, and they can continue and say, hello, Mrs. Myers, I can see you're calling in about your recent claim. So now they're in good hands with a live agent. So that's, pretty much traditional CTI, computer telephony integration, handing over data from the IVR to the agent, doing a screen pop. Now, what about the other channels, though? If we look at texting, for instance, we can also extend the idea of self-service to textual channels and seamlessly hand over to live service on the same channel. So basically looking at a conversation like this. So this is a text service that you can build on the Voxeo platform. In this case, it's a demo of a car rental service. So someone texts, hey, I need a convertible tomorrow night at MCO. Okay. Now they get an automated response within seconds that says, hello, thanks for your inquiry. At what date and time do you want to return your car? And they respond within seconds, Thursday around noon. What would be your return airport? Please use airport codes. Okay, conversation continues. Now the question that the customer asks is, what other locations do you have in downtown Orlando? Now this, let's say this is an inquiry that kind of goes off script. So let's say the application doesn't know how to interpret that question. What we do now, instead of saying like, I'm sorry, please enter a valid airport code, we say, please hang on, let me get an agent to help. You can expect another text within approximately 5 minutes. So we're doing the same thing as an IVR. We're doing contextual handover to a live agent, and we're saying, now responding back, but now it's a human that sends the text message. So, 5 minutes later, the customer gets a text. Hi, this is Mark from Voxeo Car. Let me help you with your inquiry. In our downtown Orlando, we have one branch. Here's an address. Would you like to return your car there? So the agent gets the context. They know it's about returning the car. They know the inquiry, that came from and started in self-service. This is something that we can also already provide, through system integration effort, through our professional services team, the Aspect PS team, that will enable this for you. Okay, so very advanced ideas, very advanced types of interactions, and again, it's about the same thing. It's about handing over from self-service to live service seamlessly. So we covered text. How about mobile? Voxeo has a platform called Voxeo CXP. CXP stands for Customer Experience Platform. What you can do with Voxeo CXP is build, these text applications. For instance, the car rental one that I showed you earlier. You can build IVR applications, like the one I showed you earlier, and you can also build mobile applications. So we're currently working on kind of a showcase demo app called Smart Health. If you go to the Call Us page, you can leave, for instance, in this demo app, you can leave your phone number and get a call back. Okay, so again, and this application, basically tracks what you did. It tracks the navigation history, sends that over to the live agent. Now, once you get a call from the contact center, you will hear the same thing. Hello, Mrs. Myers. You wanted us to call you back regarding your appointment with Dr. Green. So if you have a mobile app and you would like to include, callback as a feature with, context preservation, like I explained here, this is something we can do and embed into your existing mobile app. If you do not have a mobile app yet, we can help you with that as well. As I said, we have a platform now, the Voxeo CXP platform, on which you can build mobile apps. What about you want to actually place a call, right from within the app? You don't want to wait for a callback. You want to talk to someone now, but you want to keep browsing in the app. There's an emerging technology out there called WebRTC. What this allows you to build is basically a context-sensitive in-app phone experience or in-website phone experience. So you can enable something like click to talk, but truly click to talk now into your browser. So you wouldn't be leaving the app, or you wouldn't be leaving the website you're currently looking at to make a phone call into your call center. You're not picking up your phone. You're using this WebRTC technology, or for browsers that don't support it yet, you can use Flash or Java. So with that, you again can send the context of the transaction history to an agent via a CTI bridge. And if you do it intelligently and you have concerns about your call volume, what if everybody presses call now, call now? Well, you can make this button, to call us now while you're browsing on an app or a website. You can make it dynamic. Only offer it to valued customers, okay? Only offer it to those that have tried self-service already. Don't put it on the main screen right away. Give it, situational. Add it where, customers might run into problems. And also only show it if the queue status permits. By tapping into your aspect queue with our APIs, you can have the mobile app, be smart about offering this option or not. Let's take it one step further. Social networks and the Contact Center. We extend self-service also to social channels. We have the ability to have an automated application on Twitter. Now you might say, wait, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to automate my Twitter account. That's true. You don't want to automate your main Twitter account. Twitter is known as a human-to-human network that connects you with people. But Twitter is also a very convenient communication channel. It's similar to SMS. You can send messages, you can be concise, you get quick responses. Hopefully, now with automation, you can create a new Twitter account that is declared an automated account, and you can connect it to typical CRM tasks, like frequent things like booking a hotel room, ordering food, checking the order status of an order, renting a car. So in this interaction, it's actually identical to the SMS interaction before. I'm tweeting to @VoxeoCar. I need a standard SUV tomorrow night at JFK, returning 9:28 around 10 a.m. at LGA. And then I get a response summarizing my request. Type standard SUV, pick up 9:27, 6 p.m. at JFK, return 9:28, 10 a.m. at LGA, rate 254, send OK or new query. Now, what if I don't say OK? What if I, go beyond? If I go off script? Can I add a hotel book into this? Again, the question will be, the answer will be, let me get someone to help. Please hang on, we will respond again soon. And then we transfer to Aspect Social. Okay, Aspect Social is our new product for managing social interactions in the Contact Center. Now, Mark from VoxeoCar can respond and continue that conversation. It's all about continuing the conversation that started in self-service. Going yet to another channel, live chat. Okay, we can pre-qualify a web chat user and then hand off seamlessly to a live agent. So in this example, I started a conversation and I said, hey, I need to look up an order. And basically, I'm getting a response from Lori. Lori says, hello, thanks for inquiry. This is Lori, an automated assistant. You are in queue to talk to a live agent. Your wait time is approximately 5 minutes. Please allow us to ask you some preliminary questions so that our agent can assist you more quickly once they become available. What is your order number, please? Now I go enter my order number, and the automated bot says, I have pulled up your record. Your order was shipped 5 days ago. Do you still need to speak to one of our live agents? And I go, actually, yes, because it hasn't arrived yet. And then Laurie, the bot, says, no problem. Your remaining wait time is approximately 1 minute. Then, again, I get handed over to an actual live agent. This case it's Landon, that follows up with me. Hey, Max, I've just checked your order. It was shipped on a 4-day delivery, as this does not include weekends. The package should arrive the day after tomorrow. Is that not what you expected? And I go, that makes sense. Thank you. Goodbye. So again, same story, handing over from self-service to live service seamlessly, this time on web chat. Voxeo enables the automated conversation, Aspect enables the live conversation. So those were some examples of how we can bridge that gap from self to live service. I hope you got some good ideas around how you could apply this to your own purposes and your own business line. Now, let's look at how the cloud can help. Voxeo actually is a cloud vendor. We started back in 1999, and we're the first to offer voice XML-enabled IVR applications in the cloud. We have now a global network of 6 data centers across the globe, and we run almost 1 billion minutes annually that go through our network. So cloud is all about you focus on your core business and let a cloud vendor take care of your IT needs, right? Your core business is not to source and maintain hardware and software to manage telephony, websites, mobile apps, SMS communication, or even a contact center. Your business is not to hire and entertain fleets of staff to do the above. Your job is not to keep up with emerging technologies or services that your consumers jump on within weeks, but that take you months or years to support. You can use cloud vendors because they focus on this, okay? Cloud vendors enable you to, to respond more quickly to emerging technologies, emerging new channels, and manage communication more efficiently and more cost effectively. And you can pay them as you go, pay by use, right? You don't have a huge upfront investment with cloud technology. The one thing that we do very well at Voxeo is we give you true flexibility in how you deploy our technology. And this is something that Aspect is embracing heavily. We're investing a lot. I don't know if you saw our announcement that we are coming out with a true cloud contact center offering called Zipwire. If you haven't heard that yet, go to zipwire.aspect.com to sign up for some more information. This will be launched in January. But at Voxeo, we've always been, in the cloud, but we also always had premise software. And really, the point of our platform is it's one platform, but 3 different deployment options. So you can decide for a hosted deployment in our 6 global data centers. We are the only vendor that gives you a 100% uptime guarantee, SLA, with money to back it up. We sell the same technology that we deploy in our cloud also as on-premise or dedicated hosted installation, so that is a private cloud. And then you can go hybrid, where you take advantage of both deployment models, for instance, for cost-effective failover or bursting if you have seasonal peaks or other peak traffic that you don't want to maintain a core base level of capacity for on your premises. You can take advantage of our cloud. How can you trust the cloud? Well, for one thing, Voxeo is PCI Level 1 compliant, so we can take and do take payments securely over the phone today for some large corporations. And we are investing heavily. Now, PCI compliance is not cheap to maintain. It's not cheap to gain. So, by going cloud, you actually improve your security. And also, we can see, we have secure data pipes. The data stays behind your firewall. You don't have to give up on control of your data, but as it has to flow through our systems, we secure those channels. And then you can use the cloud to keep up with, the ever-emerging technologies and kind of a platform as a service model. You can benefit from our cloud APIs, from our SDKs and platforms. Be it for self-service or for live service. Okay, so you can use us for outbound and inbound IVR, text, SMS, Twitter. You can use us for mobile apps. You can use us for location-based services. If you need to locate a phone, to secure a transaction or to manage your remote workforce or whatever the use case is, to give local information like a store locator or branch locator, you can use our LBS API. We have voice biometrics in the cloud, so you can secure your access to information by applying voice biometrics and speaker identification or authentication, I should say, services. And then live service, as I just said, we're launching Zipwire, and we already have Aspect On Demand that covers the Aspect suite in the cloud. Let's have a quick look at mobile. I talked about how we enable those apps. So we basically have Voxeo CXP. CXP is a platform that is rooted in IVR. That is its legacy, and it implements an object-oriented approach for building applications, and we apply that same approach to web apps as well. So you have like dialog objects like input, output, menu that all implement certain types of pages, in this case, of your web app. And the notion of dialogue, excuse me, is really, about turn taking, right? A dialogue in a voice application is about, you say something, the application listens and interprets what you said, then the application responds, and you listen and interpret what the application said. And this turn taking idea can be applied easily to apps as well. So we borrow this dialogue paradigm from IVR and we apply it to web apps, interactive text response apps, ITR, which includes, SMS or Twitter or web chat or any of those textual interactions that I showed you earlier. With this approach, we give you one platform to manage your business logic. So for instance, you have here your dialog flow with the Smart Health app, which is our showcase app that I mentioned earlier. So there's a greeting, then we get credentials, we verify the credential with the back end, then we go to the main menu and offer the options. If you look at this business flow, this business logic, in your app or in your web app, it's kind of your sitemap. In your IVR, it's your phone tree. In your ITR, interactive text response, it's your text flow, so to speak. Well, ultimately, it is your business logic. Okay, that's really the strength of the platform. You build out your business logic once, and then you deploy it anywhere on any channel. Smart Health, here's a couple of screenshots. So it's really it's a healthcare app. You can do things like manage your readings, prescriptions, appointments. So here's a screen for your upcoming appointments. You can get details on one and dive in here, cancel an appointment, things like that. Really, it's just an application. It's an example of what you can build, because what we sell is a platform, okay? And we sell services to build applications for you, but Voxeo CXP really very dynamic, very flexible platform. Build whatever mobile apps you want to build on that platform. Here's another example for banking. So we have the Smart Bank, which is a demo application for banking. Here we show how the kind of the same logic would be presented as an SMS interaction, and here on the right-hand side as a mobile app. And as a customer example, so T-Mobile in Poland, it's branded PTC Era there. They use Voxeo CXP for a lot of channels, including the mobile channel. I'm sorry, I have to drink a sip here. I'm losing my voice. Okay, this should be better. So, they use Voxeo CXP for their mobile apps, again, mobile web apps in this case. So, as a customer example. So that's it. That should give you kind of a first glimpse at the universe of Voxeo. If I were to summarize, we are about self-service, we are about omni-channel, we are about cloud, and we bridge that gap between self-service and live service, which is what Aspect has traditionally covered mainly. So with that, I think we're opening it up to questions. Maddie, is there any question that have already come in? And if not, I'll just invite you to enter questions into either the chat or the questions panel of the GoToWebinar. So please go ahead, and if you have any questions, enter them in questions or chat.
There is a question, Tobias. The question is it possible to try the Voxeo self-service environment?
Yeah, so at Voxeo, we have always been very open and easy to do business with, and that includes free access to all of our software. So if you go to voxeo.com/free, I actually have the URL right up here, you will be able to both get a free account in our cloud infrastructure or download our platform and build out these apps that I showed you before, IVR, text, social, whatever it is. So completely free of charge. Go give it a try. There's quick start guides, tutorials to help you through the way.
And if there are no additional questions, I think that we will go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you very much indeed, all, and please look out for the second installment, I think, coming in January, right, Maddie?
January 15th.
Perfect. Thank you all, and bye-bye.